What's up YouTube, Rockmaster here bringing you guys the 8th day of Yu-Gi-Oh! My YouTuber gave to me a concept deck profile. Yeah guys, I got my concept deck. This concept that I've brought to you guys is obviously Blackwings mixed with Raid Raptors. Now I've seen a few of these like floating around on YouTube that I had a look for quite a while ago. I think it was around this time, I think it was about the time Force Strix was getting released. Because I thought it worked well with Blackwings, and I thought, hey, if it works in Blackwings, then maybe Blackwings might have a synergy with Raid Raptors a little bit. So I got to looking for deck profiles for it, but I couldn't see a proper deck profile. It was all Dev Pro ones with no audio or something actually explaining the deck a little bit. It was all duels with it. Actually, it wasn't even a duel. It was like just a deck profile. The guy wasn't even doing it. It was just him, just a picture, skimming through it, and maybe one or two duels with it. And that was before the Ultimate Falcon, Satellite Falcon stuff actually released. It was just rank 4 spam, pretty much. But I brought to you guys Blackwings, which synchro, and Raid Raptors, which XZ, and I'll be explaining the theory behind it and why I think it's a good idea to actually combine these decks. So, and I'm going to be laying out all the monsters, so let me just edit my little camera here. I still don't have a proper setup, by the way, it's still just my phone. So, first, for Blackwings, I got 3 Chris, because you special summon him so you special him when you control a Blackwing. 3 Bora, because you special summon if you control a Blackwing. 1 Shura and 1 Zephrys. So this is your level 4 toolbox for the Blackwings. So this is what you use to XZ summon. And if you open up at least a Chris or a Bora with so if you open up a Chris with any of these 3, or if you open up a Bora with any of these 3, you've got an instant Force Strix on board. But a good one to go is to try to open up with a Zephrys, because when Zephrys is engraved, if you've got a Black Whirlwind on the field, then you can just return Zephrys and then reactivate Whirlwind just at a cost of 400 life points. So Zephrys does help with your spam from graveyard. I've got 1 Shura because you have to normal summon him and he doesn't spam. The only reason I actually have Zephrys is because he specials from grave. Shura actually special summons Shura doesn't special summon these from deck. He special summons the tuners, because I do run tuners in the deck. Shura actually special summons the tuner for synchro options if you can't XZ first turn. So this is just your level 4 Blackwing toolbox. Let me just get through the Blackwing tuners. It's just 2 Pinaki, 2 Gale, and 2 Blizzard. These targets are for your Blackwing Synchros and a Harmattan. I just run the Harmattan, so if you've got this on board with a level 4 on board, special this, make it a level 4 off of Blizzard, and then overlay, and then use Blizzard to bounce back to hand with Zephrys or something. But this is your synchro engine to the deck, because basically the deck's just an XZ deck with a synchro little engine in it. But there are times when you open up this, and a Swallow's Nest, because I do run Swallow Nest, or just this and a Swallow's Nest, and you need to get cards to XZ or synchro with. But I'll go through that later tomorrow in the with the because I'm calling this Black Raptors, if you haven't seen by the title, or I called the title Concept Deck. So the title's going to be Black Raptors or Concept Deck, but you would have seen that before this. So there are combos with this, and you'll see that tomorrow in the Concept Black Raptor playthrough, kinda. Just as like different combos you can do within the deck that don't actually help with, like, it could just be this and a Swallow's Nest, or the Blizzard Harmattan play. But let's just go into the Raid Raptor portion. So it's, I think it was 3, 6, 7, 8. Is like 15 Blackwings, I think. There's not a lot of spell and trap cards, by the way. So for Raid Raptors, you've got 2 Tribute, because I think 3 Clogs, and you only need 2. 3 Vanishing still, because if Vanishing were to special summon a Winged Beast from hand instead of a Raid Raptor, it'd just be too broken. So, but still 3 Vanishing, 3 Mimicry, because if you want to, for some plays, you want to open it, because most of your cards don't have a high defense. So if you just open this and get it to grave or something, or just use it to go into a Blackwing some turns, then I just run 3, because I was originally running this at 3, but decided too cloggy, and I like this at 3 because, I don't know, I just like this at 3, the consistency kind of helped. Then 3 Fuzzy and 2 Singy. Now, I don't actually run any other monsters apart from the Raid Raptors and the Blackwings, and there are 13 Raid Raptors here, as well as the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so 15 Blackwings with 13 Raid Raptors. So it works quite well with how it is. You've got more of a Blackwing engine, but you've got more of the Raid Raptor spell cards that help. Now for spell cards, I still run 3 Black Whirlwind, because for searches, if you open up, basically if you open up this, or this, you can still search for stuff. So if you open up these 2, you can still make a rank 4. If you open up these 2, this and this, you can still make a rank 4. So pretty much, if you open up any Blackwing level 4 and a Black Whirlwind, you can still make plays, just not XZ plays, or some XZ plays, but more Synchro plays. So you can try to build up your defense early game. Then I run 3 Skip Force and 1 Astral Force. Now, you might be thinking why I'm running Skip Forces and Astral Forces, but I'll show you once to get to the extra deck. But these, you want to go, basically, you want to XZ into Forstrix almost all the time, and then you want to go into Revolution Falcon, because it's more of a Revolution span, level 4 span deck, in my opinion, just the way I've kind of built it. Then 2 Allure of Darkness, I only have 2 when I've been testing it 2, and I found it perfect at 2. If you want to run 3, you can cut out the a Swallow's Nest or a Skip Force, but I just like running 2 at the moment, just 3's a bit too much. Then I run 2 Swallow's Nest. I still can't find my second one. But Swallow's Nest, tribute to face up Winged Beast type monster you control. Special summon 1 Winged Beast monster from your deck with the same level as the tribute monster had in the field. So, as I was saying with the Pinaki Gale play, tribute off Pinaki, special Gale, you get Pinaki's effect on end phase. Plus, if your opponent went first and have a monster on like 18, 2000, you can just halve it, and then it can't attack over Gale, because it's not until the end phase the attack drop. It's permanently while it's on the field. So you can keep Gale on board for at least 1 turn maybe, if possible. But 2 Swallow's Nest I find really well if you need to go from a Raid Raptor into a Blackwing, or a Blackwing into a Raid Raptor. Then 1 Vanities, because it's the only trap card I run. So that's it for the deck. Now for the extra deck, I run the 1 Rise Falcon, because once you make 1 or 2, 2 or 3 Forstrixes, you make Rise Falcon when your opponent's got a full board, detach, and basically just kill them with this card, and then game them with the rest. Just Rise Falcon, you want to at least run 1, but no more than 1. So it's one of the cards you run at 1, but no more. So like Castel, or Rafflesia, you don't want to overdo it. So 1 Rise Falcon, 3 Forstrix, but I've only got 2, and I've been testing it 2 in real life, or 3 on DevPro. But Forstrix, 2 level 4 monsters, not Winged Beast, monsters. So you can use this in regular decks, but it only searches Winged Beasts. So, a Dark Winged Beasts, in fact. So that's why it has synergy within the, actually I'll just line them up all here. So, it has synergy within the Raid Raptors and the Blackwings. This is meant to be a Blade Burner, but I don't have one. The Blade Burner I just run for like the Troll, or whatever. just as a filler for the moment. So basically, with the deck, if you don't open up too badly, or don't open up too well, get your life points to at least 3,000 below your opponent's, and then make Blade Burner. It goes up to 4k, and when it destroys an opponent's monster, detach 2 materials, and then you can just destroy 2 other monsters on the field. So Blade Burner, just run at 1, I find pretty handy. Then 1 Castel and 1 Xerofine, because there are some cases, I think, where you can only summon winged beasts the turn you activate an effect. I don't know, there's one effect here where you can only summon winged beasts the turn you activate the effect of something. But just Castel and Xerofine again have synergy with the deck for being winged beasts. So if you want to run a big cattle drive, or the big cattle drive or something, where it's like if you control a winged beast or whatever, draw cards equal to the number of winged beasts or whatever monsters you control. So basically, it just allows you to draw, and I just run winged beasts. There's no warriors in the deck apart from 1 card. The entire deck is winged beasts, so I've tried to make it that way in case you guys want to run draw power in the deck that is overpowered. Then I run 2 Revolution Falcon, just because it's a it's kind of like an Ignista but targets, but it's monster removal and burn, as well as every time it attacks a special summon monster or battles a special summon monster, that monster's attack and defense go to 0. So if it got a power boost before the attack, its attack and defense go to 0, and if it gains any attack during the damage calc, its attack only gets boosted up from 0, not from its original, from 0. So Revolution Falcon's good for getting over massive monsters, and if you detach a material, it can attack every monster your opponent controls once each. Then I run 1 Satellite Falcon for OTK plays. So if you've got the right hand, you can make Satellite Falcon detach, basically make it destroy all their spell trap cards. They can't activate anything in response, as well as the fact you can detach, and one face-up monster your opponent controls loses 800 attack for each Raid Raptor in your grave. So with the deck, you don't really use the detach effect too often. You just use it if you've got at least 2 or 3 Raid Raptors in the grave, which you probably will if you make him, because you'll have Revolution Falcon as well as 4 Strix in the graveyard. If you detached, you could probably get them down by at least 1600, 1600, and then just 3k over it. So yeah, it still targets, but it's not too bad. Now for synchros, I'll run 1 Hawkjoe to bring back all your other synchros that I do run. And I do run 2 Chidori and 2 Rikiri, because I don't run Twin Twister, as you've noticed. And if you don't have a Swallow's Nest, you can run a Icarus Attack, which is what that face down card was that I had. It's an Icarus Attack, which I would still run if I flipped it over. But just making these cards in the normal Blackwing deck are like awesome, and once you can actually still make these, except for Hawkjoe, because Hawkjoe needs a Blackwings to summon it. But you can still use the Blackwings to make the Raid Raptors, and use the Raid Raptors to make the Blackwings. So you can just beef up. So first turn, if you draw your Blackwings, you can make Chidori Rikiri for big plays or monster removal. Or if you open up your Raid Raptors, you make your Raid Raptor Xyz, so you can build up plays to make your Blackwing Synchros. So basically, depending on what side you draw first, you tend to go that way. So if you draw Raid Raptors, make Raid Raptor plays. Draw Blackwings, make Blackwing plays. If you draw a mix of both, it's not too bad, because I have done it before, where I've drawn, I think it was today actually, I drew, I can't remember, it was a Bora, a Chris, a Tribute Lanius, Mimicry, Tribute, Chris, Bora, and 2 Skip Forces, and I end up going in, and my final board after a couple turns was a Rikiri, a Chidori, and 2 Revolution Falcon. And so basically I could pop 1 card on the field, I could pop 3 cards on the field each turn, as well as my Chidori was already on 4,100 attack. So all in all, the deck's not too bad. So that's it for the deck profile, guys. I hope you enjoyed this concept deck. I hope to do more of these in the future. I'll probably make these in their own playlist, as well as in other playlists like the 12 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Playlist I've got. But I will be making more concept deck ideas and more of these videos if you guys like them. So don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Go check out Mild Entertainment's Jack of Luck for gaming stuff, where he and I are doing Star Wars Battlefront, which is more our stuff, as well as he's got Odin's Sphere, I think it is. I think I actually got that name right, oh my god. But his first episode of Odin's Sphere is funny, so if you want to watch that for the first 10 minutes, you can. Just wait until the 15-20 minute mark, if you do watch it, because it's actually quite funny. I didn't have my mic on for the first 10 minutes, so he's talking to himself. It's funny. And he's going to comment on this. I know he's going to comment on it, because he normally watches at least every video I make, just to see what it's like. And yeah, that's Heroic Master signing out. Don't forget to tune in for, I don't know why it led with that, don't forget to tune in for the next 4 videos, because we have 4 days to Christmas, guys. 4 days! It's insane! 4 days to Christmas, just for you and me. I suck at singing. I know, I suck at singing, but that's Heroic Master signing out. I hope you found this video mildly entertaining.